several factors. We had a very productive meeting this morning, and we turned the page. So we came out and had a really good Monday practice, really renewed focus. It's just one of those things where you're every other meeting you have on Monday, it's hey, we still managed to get it done, and this last game that wasn't the case. But there were several factors, coaches, players, whatever, it doesn't matter. We fixed it and we moved on.
Were there any guys like hanging their heads or stuff like that, or how did they bounce back?
Again, we practiced really well. I didn't see that. The guys weren't in doing cartwheels or anything, but we had a really good practice, a very productive practice, very efficient practice. Our communication was good, and so that's all we can gauge. Absolutely. That's what you want to see is just guys fixing, get in fix mode, and I love our guys. I mean, they came out and practiced really well, and we were making a pact. We closed the door on that meeting, we closed the door on that game, and we moved on.
You guys went through this last year at USC. Does that kind of help having a lot of the players from that team be able to push things behind themselves because you've done it before?
I don't know. That's not something we want to get used to. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. We have so many young guys, so many guys that haven't played at all, and up until this point hadn't lost at all. And it's always interesting to see guys' reactions. How can you handle success, and how can you handle a bump in the road? But again, our guys bounced back today and had a really good practice. So that's a positive sign, and one that we can actually tangibly show them and move on.
Does it take a greater effort to maintain that consistency after a loss than after a win?
That's always the billion-dollar question. Probably is how hard is it to deal with just everything that goes with being undefeated and in those situations, and the pressure and the outside influences that our guys have to deal with, and versus taking one on the chin. And I don't know. I mean, for some people that might be a sigh of relief that some of that pressure is off, but it's not really off. And that's why we always just try to handle things good, bad, and different the same way. And how you build up to a perceived bigger game or a lesser game the same way. But that's a really good question.
Did you get any sleep on Saturday?
Did not sleep my best, no.
Games are about matchups. Stanford's front seven matched up with you guys really well. How does Oregon State match up?
Oregon State's very good, very good across the board. Obviously Poyer, rightfully so, gets a ton of credit, but their front seven plays really. They're very fast. They play very hard. They tackle really well. And so it's a different team, but every team's a little bit different, personnel-wise and schematically. They've done a lot of different things this year that they haven't done as much in the past, just from a scheme standpoint. So it's a little bit more to prepare for.
How surprising is it you've gone from one extreme to the other, from record-wise, last year to this year?
I don't think it's a surprise. I mean, they're very talented. They're well coached, and we're trying to control what we can control.
Devon Blackman, I mean, when a guy like that leaves a program, you've worked with him for a couple of years, what sort of, do you feel like you almost let the guy down, or is it just not a right fit for him?
Oh, no. I mean, that stuff happens. People switch jobs every day. People might even switch jobs in the media every once in a while. And he's a good kid. Wish him absolutely nothing but the best. And, who knows exactly? That's another, kind of like that question. You never know exactly what's in a guy's head that way. And we wish him nothing but the best, and everybody moves on.
Was the team on offense at all shocked by the disparity of what you guys have done the previous 10 weeks to what you guys did on Saturday? It's one thing to go from averaging 30 points a game to 14, but to average 50 plus when your team barely plays the whole game to being held to 14. How much of a culture shock was that for you guys?
I don't know. We don't look at it that way. We don't look at, hey, we didn't get X number of points. It's on this play, what happened? On this play, what did this guy do? Or on that play, what did that guy do to maybe cause a breakdown? And there were so many things. And again, give Stanford a ton of credit. We always talk about what can we control, and there was a ton of things that we could control. And so that's what's frustrating. But we don't sit there and go, hey, we should have had X number of points in this game. It's just, how could we have fixed this play? How this technique, this assignment, this communication, whatever it may be, that a one-man breakdown turns into a a bad situation for an offense sometimes.
But you had more of those to deal with this time than maybe the previous 2 weeks.
I don't think I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's a matter of that. It's you can sometimes cover that up too if you break one tackle or you make a guy miss or you make a throw or a catch or somebody misfits it. Then it's hey this is gonna. That's what kind of we were talking about before. Is hey we still managed to get it done, but we'd really like to do it this way. And that's again the part of win, lose or draw. We just try to approach it the same way and be in fixed mode.
Lots being made about still possibilities going to Miami if this happens, if that happens. Do you guys get caught up in that at all on Sunday? I mean, looking where you fall and what can still happen.
We're in Eugene, Oregon, and getting ready to travel to Corvallis, Oregon. That's all. Again, that's all you can control. And there's nothing more obvious in the last 2 weeks of how just all that stuff literally does not matter. It can't matter to us. Fans, media, absolutely. That's why they have the system, right? Is creates a lot of great buzz and a lot of good topics of conversation and headlines. But we can't control anything that happens anywhere else but in that practice facility and in those meeting rooms, and that's what we try to control.
With that said, how closely will you be watching Notre Dame game and the games after that, after your game, since it kind of falls scheduling wise, if you're able to watch those games?
You're saying after our game? Oh, I'm sure we'll tune into something. Yeah. Southern Oregon's still alive in the playoffs. You might tune into that too. Yeah, you guys probably got that.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.